My kids has been disturbing me to prepare jollof rice for them. I was like, okay, I'm going to prepare it for them. So guys, how are you all doing? So today we are having jollof rice for dinner. So I decided to make the jollof rice and also pepper chicken sauce. Yeah, I decided to make pepper chicken sauce. So this is my chicken and also turkey. I added turkey. I've already cut it and washed it. So this is what I was about to cut the onions inside the chicken. I was trying to make sure that I cut it a little bit tiny. So after that, I was like, this onions is not that enough. Let me add one more onions so that it will come. It will be able. And I always like to put enough onions in my food. So this is when I was just cutting the onion. After cutting the onion, I have to add some seasoning, thyme, curry, garlic powder, and also seasoning powder. So I have to mix it up together to make sure that it's mixed up properly. So by then, although I added a little bit of curry powder, so by then I went straight to the stove and put it on the gas. So I was like, okay, I think I'm going to, this is the bell pepper and tomatoes and also a little bit of chili pepper that I will be using to prepare the jollof rice. This is, I have to wash the pepper and also the onion. I was trying to cut it a little bit because my blender is not that big blender, so it will be able to blend on time. So this is the particular the different pepper that I want to use to prepare the chicken sauce. So I have to separate the pepper and cut it into two. And also the bell pepper, I added it. I was trying to divide it into two so that it will be separate. I will know the one that I want to use to cook jollof rice and also the one that I want to use to make the sauce for the chicken. So after that, I was like, okay, let me wash up the bowl. By then I went straight to check if the chicken is done. So I have to mix it up together, and also I added a little bit of water in the chicken and cover it. So while the chicken was on the fire, I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and start by blending up the pepper. This particular one right now, tomatoes and other things, is the one that I want to use to prepare the jollof rice. So this is when I was trying to blend it. I don't know what is wrong with my blender. I was like, I hope the blender have not spoiled because the blender have tried a lot for me. So I have to bring out I have to bring it out and shake it up very well so that it will be able to blend well. I add a little bit of water so that the blender will not spoil. If it's blender spoil, I don't know what to do because that is the only blender that I have. So I was like, okay, when immediately the thing finished blending, I brought out a bowl. I have to pour it in a bowl and put it aside for the jollof rice. I was like, okay, let me just bring out the one that I want to use to make the sauce for the chicken. So I have to start by blending that particular one separate. I pour in everything there and cover it. Although I added a little bit of water so that the blender will not get spoiled. So this is when I was just blending it. So after blending it, I have to also pour it in another separate bowl and put it aside. So guys, I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and start by clean up the blender. I have to clean it up and put it aside. I have to dry up the sink. So immediately I finished drying up the sink, I went straight to check the chicken again. So the chicken is now done. It is time for us to fry the chicken. So I brought out the chicken. I was like, okay, let us separate the chicken so that the water will not be there, the stock will not be there. So this one I was just trying to put the chicken aside in another plate so that I can be able to fry the chicken. This one I was just putting it one after the other. So immediately I finished putting it out, I have to set it aside. I brought my vegetable oil. I added some vegetable oil in the frying pan. So I was like, okay, I have to start by putting in the chicken inside the frying pan so that I will be able to fry. So this when I was just putting it out one after the other because I need to fry the chicken because of the sauce that I want to make. I don't always like it without frying or any other thing. So that is it, guys. So after the chicken is now ready, I have to bring out the chicken and make sure that I bring it out one after the other. For another set of it, I have to start by putting it inside the oil bag. So now I was like, okay, let me just keep this one aside Why the this is the tomatoes, and I've already added vegetable oil and also seasoning for the jollof rice. I'm trying to make stew for the jollof rice. So after frying up the chicken I have to set it aside. I brought out another pot that I'm going to use to make the sauce for the chicken, so I can be able to mix it up. So by the time I added the pepper and other thing, the tomatoes and other thing, while it's on the fire, I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and start by washing up the rice. So I use a little bit of warm water. This is a basmati rice, to wash up the rice. After washing up the rice, I set it aside. I went straight to check the sauce. Now the sauce is now ready. I added some seasoning and other ingredients. I add in the chicken and also the stock, so that it will be a little bit juicy, and also spring onion and also onion. See how beautiful it is, guys. It's very delicious. So now the chicken is now ready, and also the stew that I'm using for the fried rice is also ready. So I have to take up the stew in another particular place. I got another pot. I pour in the stock for this chicken I'm using for the fried rice, because I don't always like, while cooking jollof rice, I will use the same pot that I use for frying stew to use it to cook jollof rice. I don't use it, so that it will not get burnt. So this is the time. The rice is now ready, guys. So after, I was like, okay, let me just steam it a little bit. I have to use foil paper to cover it so that it will heat up. But while the rice is on the fire, I was like, okay, I think we need to mix a little bit of coleslaw for the rice. So this, when I was just try after washing the cabbage, I have to cut it a little bit. By then, I brought out my cucumber. I washed it and also cut the cucumber. After cutting the cucumber, I was like, I don't really want this coleslaw to be much. I just want us to finish it immediately. So this is it, guys. So I have to brought out a little bit bowl and pour it. I also added some salad cream and mix it up. So after that, I have to set it aside. I went ahead to check if the rice is now done. Yeah, the rice is now done. I have to dish up the rice. This is when I was just dishing it out for my kids. I added some coleslaw for everyone. So that is it, guys. So the remaining coleslaw, I have to cover it and keep it aside, because in case if anybody need it, we also take it again. Look at when I was dishing the food, Michael came around and said that I should put more onion, that he always like onion in his food. So by then I have to put it and call my baby to come and carry his own, guys. So that is my own when I'm eating it. So by then, Michelle, I was even calling Michelle to come and have her own rice, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Can you like and also follow? See you in my next video. Bye.